Hi everyone, my name's Alex and I'm a physiotherapist from Physio Function, and I'm going to be taking this level 1 different strokes exercise class today. So level 1 classes, for those of you who haven't joined us before, are seated classes. So there's no standing at all in these workout routines. It is designed for people who may not have any movement in their affected arm or leg. Okay, but I will try and give options throughout the class to incorporate exercises for those of you who do have a bit of movement, but then for those who don't have any movement as well. Please be aware it is a requirement that you do have somebody available to assist you with exercises as needed. So we're going to be doing, over the next few weeks, exercises focused around balance. Okay, so we're going to be thinking specifically about sitting balance and postural control in sitting. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with a warm-up and some core activation, so working on these muscles in our trunk, like we have the last few weeks, that are really important for our posture and our control of our balance when we're sitting and not supported with our arms. Okay, we're then going to work into a circuit. It's going to incorporate some specific balance exercises, but then also some cardiovascular exercises as well, so we can get our heart and breathing rate up and get a bit of a workout. A really nice thing that you can do to measure your progress when it comes to balance is to do an unsupported sit time sit. I can't talk today. An unsupported time sit. So what this is this would be how long you can sit without your back support, and if you can, without your hands supporting you too. So what you can do this week, what I would ask you to do is you can either pause and you can do it now, or you can do it after the class. It's just time yourself. So make sure, number one, that you're safe, that you have someone closely supervising you for safety. I would do this, you could do this sat in your chair, absolutely fine. And what you can do is, if you can, is kind of get yourself forward away from the back of your chair. So the timer would start when you have no arms, so you could have your hands hovering, holding, you could have them crossed, but not holding onto your knees, not holding onto the arms of the chair. So you're trying to measure how long you can balance without using your arms. So just using your tummy muscles for control. The timer would stop as soon as you touch the back of your chair, as soon as you had to use your hands on your legs or on the arms of your chair. So it doesn't matter how long you can time it for. It's just an idea of the way that you can, again, measure your progress. We like to give you some ideas and examples about how you can measure your progress as related to your goals. So if improving your sitting balance is something that you're trying to work on, then this is a really nice way of measuring it. Okay, so it can be just one way of measuring your static, so that's your pure just sitting still, unsupported sitting balance. So you would start the timer, so you come away from the back of your chair, lift your arm, start the timer. Again, just stops as soon as you can't hold it anymore. So as soon as you sit back, use your arms. So use that as an outcome measure. Again, another thing you can use if you're wanting to look at balance is things like I said the other weeks, a challenge task. So this could be something like reaching to pick something up off a height or off the floor. If you find that really challenging or you're not able to do that safely, it's rating it out of 10 and then coming back to that task in future and seeing how hard it is, again, rating it out of 10 as to how difficult you find it. So 10 being really, really difficult or unachievable, and 0 being that's nothing to me, that's fine, that's easy. So rate it out of 10 and then come back to it and then rate it out of 10 again, and then you can write it down and compare it and see how you're progressing. Importantly though, if you do find it really challenging, whenever you are trying any of these balance exercises, it would be advised to have someone there to supervise you, because we obviously don't want anybody falling out of their chair. You want to be safe, okay? So importantly, with everything, it's exercising in a safe way, okay? So make sure you're not putting yourself in risky situations where you could get in a bit of a pickle. So, all right, so that's something to have a little go at measuring your progress. And then what you can do is you could have a repeat time of it again when we get to the end of this series, or you could just intermittently use it as and when. You could test it once a month and just measure your progress each time. It's just a nice little way to check back in with your sitting balance. Okay, let's get started. So sitting nice and tall in your chair, we're going to do some nice big shoulder rolls backwards. Up, back and down. So trying to sit nice and tall, your back away from the chair if you can, or lightening how much pressure you have going through that chair. Feet are on the floor underneath the knees. Feel the ground. It might be an idea for this class to have your shoes and socks off, so you can really get your feet on the ground and feel the ground underneath your feet, really spreading those toes. Good. And then let's just get a bit of movement happening in our body. So we're going to slide our hands forward, round our back, option to drop your head, chin to your chest. Then grow nice and tall, shoulders back and down. If you want to add some breath to this, take a big breath in while you're up tall. And breathe out as you round and drop that head. Breathe in, shoulders back and down. And out as you round. Feel that movement in your spine, grow nice and tall. Shoulders sliding back together and then shoulders sliding away from one another as we round. Good, let's do two more here. Nice and tall, shoulders sliding back and down. Big breath in. And breathe out as you drop your head, chin to chest, round your back. One more, nice and tall, shoulders back and down. And breathe out, drop your head down that back. And then find that nice, tall, seated position. Let's bring your hands to your right knee. Turn to look over that right shoulder. Remember, we're turning from our waist here. We're not pulling on our leg. Back to the middle. Hands on the left knee. Turn to look over the left shoulder. Remember, we're rotating from the waist. You might feel a bit of a stretch in your back. Back to the middle. Hands on the right knee. Turn to look over the right shoulder. Back to the middle. Hands on the left knee. Turn to look over your left shoulder. Back to the middle. Hands on the right knee, turn to look over the right shoulder. Back to the middle. Hands on the left knee, turn to look over that left shoulder. And back to the middle. Lovely. Thinking about engaging those tummy muscles. So if you've joined me for the last few weeks, we've talked about collecting that diamond or those tummy muscles. So hands on the hip bones, palms on the hip bones, fingers facing down to your pubic bone, thumb facing towards your tummy button. So remember, you could have half that diamond using your unaffected side. Imagine the other half. Think about collecting those muscles together and back. So you could also then have your tummy, your hand on your lower tummy in the middle. Think about those muscles gently drawing away from you, and then relax. Add some breath to that. Gonna breathe in to prepare. Breathe out as we draw in. Tummy muscles drawing to think about a corset. So you're drawing them together and then drawing them back. So feel that activity in your tummy. Ribs are relaxed and knitted down. And relax. Big breath in to prepare. Breathe out. Tummy muscles are drawn in. Hold that there. Feel that engagement. Good. Breathe normally and then relax. Good. Again, breathe in to prepare. Breathe out. Tummy muscles drawn in and back. Really nice. Keep breathing and then relax. And again, breathe in to prepare. Breathe out. Draw those tummy muscles in. Hold there as you breathe normally. Feel that deep connection to your tummy, to your core. Really important muscles for your sitting balance. And relax. Let's add some arm movement to this, okay? So I want you to again think about gently drawing in those tummy muscles. So it's not a maximal effort, it's just a gentle tightening, gentle drawing in of your tummy. We're then going to think about reaching our arms gently forward and then back. So I want you to again think about breathing in to prepare. Breathe out, gently tighten those tummy muscles, sitting nice and tall. Keep breathing normally. Let's reach those arms away from us. And then pull them back, squeeze shoulders back together. Again, think about re-engaging that tummy. Draw tummy gently in. Reach your arms away from you. Shoulders around, shoulder blades rounding away from one another. Pull those elbows back, squeezing shoulders back together. Good, little relax if you need to. Again, remember to keep breathing through this. We're going to draw those tummy muscles in. We're going to reach those arms away from us, shoulder blades moving away from your spine. Then think about pulling those shoulder blades back together, pull those elbows back. So you're supporting your affected side. What you could also do is you could have your assistant helping guide that affected arm. They could have their arm underneath your elbow just to de-weight whilst you guide with your other hand, just to help guide that movement. And really think about that shoulder blade movement. So think about the shoulders moving away from midline, or shoulder blades sliding away from your spine and sliding back together. So really working on that control around your shoulders. So shoulder muscles around your shoulder blades are also part of your core. Think of your entire trunk, this canister, as your core. Okay, so it's important that we work on tummy, shoulder muscles, back muscles, and bottom muscles, and muscles around your hip and pelvis as well. Okay, let's do a couple more here. Gently draw those tummy muscles in. We're going to reach those arms away, shoulder blades sliding away from one another. Then think about sliding those shoulder blades back, elbows pulled back and in. Keep that gentle engagement through your tummy. One more. Re-engage those tummy muscles, drawing into the center. Reach those arms away, shoulder blades round, and then shoulder blades back, pull elbows back in together. Good. Let's get those bottom muscles working before we go into our circuit. Okay, so feet underneath your knees. Think about 90-90. So 90 degrees with your knees, 90 degrees with your hips. Again, we're trying to sit tall, back away from the chair if you can, or not much pressure through your back. I want you to think about digging your heels down into the ground as much as you can. Think about symmetrically doing it right and left. So dig your heels down into the ground and squeeze your bottom muscles. Hold that there. Feel the connection and engagement through the muscles in the back of your body. Bottom, knuckles back at the back of your hamstrings, and then relax. So it's really nice to engage and wake up these muscles, especially if we spend a lot of the day sitting down. These ones tend to like to switch off, become a little bit lazy in a lot of people. So it's important that we activate them, wake them up, because they will help us again. It's a foundation of our body. So it's important to have a solid base to allow that balance and control. So again, I want you to think about digging your heels into the ground, push them down equally, squeeze your bottom muscles. Hold that there. Remember to breathe. Good. And then relax. Good. We're going to do 3 more here. Then we're going to get started with our circuit. Again, I want you to push your feet down push your heels down into the ground. Squeeze your bottom muscles. Feel that engagement. Good. And relax. Really feel that lighting up of your core muscles. Push down. Think about keeping everything nice and engaged. Feel everything you've woken up here. Good. And then relax. We're going to do 1 more. You go digging those heels down. Feel your bottom muscles engage. Feel the muscles at the back of your thighs. Really nice. And relax. Lovely. Okay, we're going to get started. So we're going to start firstly, just to get ourselves our breathing rate up a little bit. We're going to start with a minute of marching. We're then going to go into a circuit of exercises. So we're going to do a combination of some balancey type exercises and some cardiovascular exercises just to keep our breathing rate up and get a bit of a workout, okay? So we're going to try and see if we can get through this circuit twice. We're going to work 1 minute per exercise. Okay, we're just going to start firstly with some marching. So let's just try and get those legs marching, hands together, swing those arms. So on your affected side, you're just trying to move your leg as much as you can. If you can't move it much, that's fine. If you can only move your heel a little bit, that's absolutely fine as well. Just think about marching those legs. Really nice. Lovely, guys. Keep it going. 20 more seconds. Moving at a pace that works for you. Challenging but achievable. Feel yourself probably getting a little bit more out of puff. That's what you want. You want to start increasing that breathing rate. And then relax. Okay, first exercise in our circuit. Sitting nice and tall. We should feel nice and awake in our tummy, in our bottom muscles, okay? Really think about using them to work on your sitting balance. We're going to, if you can, arms crossed, so back away from the back of the chair. We're going to think about leaning forward and then backward. Really focusing on control. So from the side, it would look like this. Backward and forward, using those tummy muscles. So tummy muscles to pull yourself forward, back muscles to pull yourself back. So working on that balance forward and back. We're going to work here for a minute. If that's really challenging for you and you're not able to do that safely, like again, it doesn't even have to be much of a movement. You could just be moving ever so slightly, okay? I want you to try and have fingertips on your knees or fingertips on your arms. So you're using as little support as you need to achieve the exercise. Okay? Really working on those posture muscles. Off we go. Forward and back. Again, this is nice and controlled here. We're working on that slow control. Really think about keeping that posture. Think about all those muscles we've just woken up in our tummy. We've just woken up. We're trying to use those muscles to control this movement forward and back. We're over halfway. Lovely. Keep it going. Really nice and controlled, keeping that chest up, head up. Really think about that posture. And relax. Lovely. Okay, next exercise we're going to do is alternate heel lifts, trying to keep our posture. So that's level 1. On your affected side, if you have minimal movement, I want you to just think about the movement, think about lifting up that heel, even if you only get a smidge off the floor, as long as you're thinking about engaging and activating those muscles, that's fine, okay? Otherwise, a more advanced option as well is if you can do a little lift of that leg. So we're only lifting a tiny bit, but we're really trying to keep our chest up, our body up, and not let ourselves fall backwards when we lift, okay? So it's really challenging our control in our tummy muscles. So again, we're trying to sit up here. If that's just not achievable for you, again, fingertips on the arms of the chair or your lap, and you're trying to use your arms as little as possible. The key here is tummy as much as you can. So again, try and use your hands as little as possible and then gradually reduce how much you're using your hands as you get better at this exercise. Okay, we're going for 1 minute. Off we go. So we're either alternating lifting our heels. You can just start with this if you want to. Really focusing on that engagement of those deep tummy muscles that we did in our warm-up to try and maintain our posture. Okay, if you want to add an extra challenge, you could try and lift opposite feet. Again, we're really trying to work here to keep our tummy engaged, shoulders back and down, really keep that posture. This is a really challenging exercise. It doesn't look like much, but you can really feel your tummy working to have to keep this posture and stop yourself from falling back. It's easy enough to lean back and lift your leg, okay, but it's really hard to try and keep that upright posture. Okay, let's do one more each side. And relax. Lovely. Okay. The next exercise we're going to do is another core exercise. Then we're going to go back into a cardiovascular exercise. So this one, sitting tall in our chair, we're going to be doing some trunk leaning side to side. So a really nice one to work on our obliques, which are these muscles at the side of our tummy here. So part of our abdominals, they're the ones at the side that help us with our side to side, our rotation, and also really important with our core. Okay, so we can have hands on the lap, and again, we're really using our hands as little as possible. They're just there for light balance. Or you could have your hands down by your side. Alternate side bends. Okay, pick an option that works for you. This is really challenging. You could also have your arm on the armrest, but remember, you're only using your arm as much as you need to, okay? If you're using it before you've even tried to use your tummy muscles, that's a no-no. You want to try and use your arm only when you really can't get up. If you get to here and think, I can't move, so I can't get up any further, use your arm to just gently help, but you're focusing on engaging those core muscles. So this is the focus. Okay, so we're going to go for a minute side to side. Off we go. So we're leaning, and here we're using our opposite side to really pull ourselves back up. So down to the left, use those right muscles to pull yourself back up, nice and controlled. Imagine you're between two planes of glass, so one in front, one behind. So we can only slide side to side, so try not to rotate. Really use those tummy muscles. If you wanted to make this more challenging, you could hold some little weights, so some cans of food or water bottles in your hands to add a bit of an extra resistance challenge. Good. Really nice. Really feel those oblique muscles on the side working. Really good. Got 10 seconds. Lovely. Nearly there. And finish. Fantastic. Okay, 1 minute of marching. So like we did at the start, get yourself a drink if you need to, okay? So keep yourself hydrated. Oh, that was my stopwatch. And we're gonna get started, okay? In 3, 2, 1, off we go, marching those legs. So again, you're moving at a pace now. This a challenge. We're trying to think about getting that breathing rate up. So doesn't matter how high your legs get. About moving them as quick as you can. Swinging those arms. Really nice. We're going to do that all again. Lovely, guys. This, we've got 3 exercises. All again. So you really feel nice and awake in your core now. Feel those muscles working to help support your posture and your balance. Also really nice to help support your back and relax. So if you struggle with quite a stiff back, This can be a really nice class for really like mobilizing in our warm up and waking up these muscles to try and help support your back and take a bit of pressure off it. And also just give it a bit of a move because it can get a bit stiff. And if we get stiff, sometimes things can get quite achy. So it's always good to have a move and an activate. Right, so grab yourselves a drink if you need one. I'm just going to grab some water because I've been talking too much. Okay, we are going back to the start. So we were here and we were doing our forward and our backward leaning. Okay, so I'm going to turn to the side again. Get yourself sat nice and tall, tummy muscles drawn in. Remember, hands can be here, or if you need to, fingertips on lap or arms of chair. Just using muscles in your tummy and your back as much as you can, only using your arms as you need. Off we go. 1 minute, forward and backward, just moving as far forward and back as you can control. Really nice. Keep that control. Sometimes it can help as well at a point of focus. If you really wanted to challenge your balance, make sure you have someone supervising you for safety. You could also try just sitting still and closing your eyes and seeing how long you can balance. If that's easy, then you could try moving forward and backwards, closing your eyes, feeling where your weight is. But just make sure you have somebody closely supervising you in front for safety. Really nice. Nearly there. Let's do one more time forward and back. And then return to the middle. Fantastic. Straight into our alternate heel lifts or feet lifts, leg lifts rather, sitting nice and tall. Off we go. So keeping that posture. Remember, we're alternate lifting our feet. They don't have to be high, or it could just be our heels. Or if you can't lift on your affected side much, you're just thinking about lifting. Even if you just think about activating any of the muscles to lift that leg. Just trying to really maintain that posture. Keeping those tummy muscles drawn in. Remember, if you need to, you can use fingertips, but only as much as needed. Really here, we're really focusing on using those abdominal muscles, keeping them gently drawn in. Really nice, guys. Well done. Good. We're nearly there. And relax. Lovely. To our side bends. So we're nearly there now. Final exercise, and then we're done. Okay. Sitting nice and tall, arms by the side. Remember, you can hold on if you need to. Coming down, we're really using those obliques on the opposite side to pull us back up. So we're going down, we're really using these muscles to pull us back up, only using your hands as you need. That's it. Nice and controlled. Imagine those 2 planes of glass. Lovely. Keep it going, guys. Really nice. Pull back up. That's it. Pull yourself back up. Lovely. You're doing really well. Pull back up. Awesome. Pull back up. Nice and controlled. Feel that activation. You should be feeling your tummy muscles being nice and awake now. After all these exercises, this is the last one we've got to do. And then we're cooling down. Nearly there. One more. And relax. Have a little rest back now. You deserved it. Well done, guys. Awesome work. So it just shows how you can do some simple exercises to really wake up those core muscles, okay? So this is a really nice exercise circuit that you can do if you want to do a day specifically focusing on working your core muscles and your postural muscles. It would be really nice to mix this up with maybe an upper body and a lower body workout in the week, because then you get a nice rounded sort of routine in your week. Yeah, so or if you really want to focus on this, then you could have a go at doing this another few times in the week as well. So let's think about now doing some stretches just to finish up. Sit nice and tall, and then slide your hands away from you, rounding your back. Option to drop your head chin to chest. You could clasp your hands. Feel that stretch across your upper back. Might feel it across your lower back as well. Nice breathing. And then relax. Bring your hands to your left knee. Let's gently turn to the left. Feel that stretch down your back. It might be sort of going from your right shoulder across to your left lower back area. Nice, slow breathing. Really focus your breathing to the right side of your lower ribs here to get that little bit of an extra stretch. Breathe into that space. Back to the middle. Let's hands to the left knee, right knee rather, sorry. Turn to the right. Remember, we're just gently turning, breathing into that left lower rib space to really expand the movement there. Good, and back to the middle. Hands to the side, or you're like either drawn back on your lap or onto the arms of your chair. Squeeze those shoulders back together to really open up your chest. If you can, you could bring hands to the base of your back. Leaning back, widening those collarbones. Hold that there. Lovely. And then relax. Well done, guys. Thanks for joining me today for this exercise class focused on balance. I hope you've enjoyed it. Remember, give us a thumbs up if you've done the class and you've enjoyed it. Please as well, feel free to look at all the other classes we've got on the Different Strokes charity Facebook page and the Different Strokes UK YouTube page. There's loads of other classes to add to your week and your exercise routine to really spice things up and get some variety in there. So I'd recommend doing at least another 2 exercise classes in the week, at least to get the most out of them. Remember, if you have any feedback or comments, please feel free to leave them below or send us a message on our Facebook group. As well as if there's anything you would like to see, then please feel free to include this. And I will try my best to get them in for you. Have a lovely rest of your week, and I will see you next week. Bye.